Hello, my name is Wesley Guerin and I am in Group 2 for ECE495, and this is our video update 3, and I'm just going to update you on some of our progress that we have gone so far. A week from yesterday we will be testing our project, so 6 days left, so we're getting pretty close into completion for the basic test of the robot. What we've done since last week is we have attached our servo motor, and the servo motor was a pain to attach because of our plywood bases. The distance is hard to get exact, so I had to shallow out some of the plywood to make the servo the exact height to be able to mount the wing to the top of the piece of plywood that will actually fit in the grooves of the servo to actually turn it. That took several hours to figure out. I had to space the Lazy Susan up some so that we could actually make it turn correctly. Another big thing that we have done is we figured out the ball release mechanism. Up here we have two actuators that are side by side, and what they will do is we have them mixed in polarity, so that way one goes in while another goes out, and they're spaced exactly the right size of a ping pong ball, so that way when one goes in, one goes out, and it'll allow one ping pong ball to drop through. This will allow us to only feed one ball at a time, so that way we don't drop all of the balls on accident or anything like that. So that was something big, and we had to put them on opposite polarities because we only have a certain number of analog outputs from the Q4 board. So I tested that out to see if that would actually work, and I have not had any problems with it yet. So that's another big accomplishment that we have. While mounting the servo, there were several issues that were encountered. Since I had to space up the plywood by another about 3/8 of an inch, it changed the ball trajectories that we had already figured out. So I had to go back through today and reposition the actuators at different places, usually about 2 inches difference in height, and that will give us the correct trajectory to make all of the cups. Right now we are able to make every cup but the front left cup, and that is acceptable for now. We want to make all of the cups, but since we have the deadline on Monday, we want to be able to get it to turn and automate it from the software before we worry about making all of the cups. And so 8 out of 9 is acceptable for right now. As far as image processing goes, we have gotten quite a bit done on that. Again, since it is due Monday and we have to have most of that part figured out, right now we know how to count the number of balls that have been played. We know where the balls are and where they've been shot into, which is big, and we also know which colors are in each cup. The main two issues that we have right now are that we don't know if the orange ball or the white ball is on top or bottom, so we still have to write that amount of code. And we are also missing the process that saves the picture that is taken and that compares it to the picture in the past. We're not exactly sure yet how to make that process work, but it should be relatively simple, and it's something that we're overlooking. So once we figure that out, then that'll be a big step out of our way. As far as the game algorithm goes, we're pretty aggressive with that. We've figured out how to check and see if we can win. So if there's 2 in a row on the diagonal or on the straight, we know how to shoot for the remaining cup to go for the win. We also know how to block to see if the other team is able to win, and we want to aim for the cup that will make them miss. So we have that part taken care of. And we've also determined the next move based on which ball is where. So if we have 2 corners, then we know that we would want to shoot for a third corner if we can't get the win right away. So we have some of the algorithm pretty much taken care of. We just have to put it all together. We have not gotten the canceling yet. So if they have 2 balls and are going for the third, we haven't figured out that, how we're going to account for us being able to shoot into a cup that their ball is already in to help block, so that way it'll throw their game off. We have not come up with a tiebreaker code yet either, so that will still be in the making. The final thing that we've been working with is the Q4 board interface. We're not sure yet whether we're going to have to build an external amplifier using an op amp yet. I know the Q4 board has a operating current max of 1 amp. That's for the whole board. So I've used an ammeter to test the current going to one of these actuators, this one right here actually, and whenever we apply a +3 voltage to it, we get about 0.4 amps. And since we will not be running multiple things at the same time, the servo will turn and then the actuator will go. I believe that the 0.4 amps will be acceptable because that will not overload, since we're not going to have multiple things running at the same time. We will have to test this to make sure, but worst case, an op-amp circuit is not that hard to build, so we will be able to do that. The final problem I took care of earlier today was that we had to increase the angle to make the front row of cups. We were hitting close to the cups and we weren't able to turn it enough. So finally I figured out the correct angle to use, and whenever I would drop a ball down, I noticed it would be hitting the top of our rail system. And we're using 4 dowels, so that way we can eliminate the vacuum effect. And all I had to do was cut off the top 2 dowels about 1 inch or 2 inches back, and that eliminated the ball having something to bounce off of once it hit. So as of now, our project is further along than anyone else's that I have seen. I believe since we had it built early, it is taken some of the pressure off of us and let us be a little more relaxed with what we do. But we test on Monday, so I guess we will see how it goes then, and we'll see you in the next video update. Till then.